Project 1, Reading Minds. This is my EEG headset. In other words, my mind reader. Okay, I'm going to double blink.
Hey Google, toggle office light.
My phone's not listening, but that's an Android issue I'll solve later. Try it again. Hang on.
Hey Google, toggle
There we
office
go.
light.
There we go. Okay. I'm going to turn this off now so it doesn't keep turning the light on and off. Anyway, the detected time 22:50. We're at 22:50 still. It's not detected another one since then. It needs to be a strong blink and about 2 seconds apart. So, and the reason for that is because, well, there's lots of reasons. But anyway, it's been 30 odd seconds. We're going to see if we can send one now. To be fair, it said the music contact quality was bad at that time. The top bar. Oh, it did find it. It did spot it. It just came in a bit late. All right. Well, anyway, it's going to fix this shortly. It does know about it. So we've got a focus meter and stuff. Anyway, while we're looking at this, I was doing another thing. Where's Codex? There it is. So, ask me, what should we ask? If I know I'm in a potential YouTube video. Right. I originally said, can we have a conversation on voice like we can in ChatGPT, blah, blah, blah. No. It said I can't. Okay, anyway. Basically, I wanted it to respond to me in my own voice, as if I was talking to myself. And it said, no, I can't do that. And then I told it how to do it, and then it was like, okay, I did it. So it's doing it now. So at some point, once it's gone through all the process, it's a bit slow. I could optimize it, but the process is a bit slow. But so this is going to eventually respond to that. So while we're looking at that, we've got my telep.c. That was because of a spelling mistake, by the way. So actually, it's not noticed the double blink. The double blink thing's a bit sort of hit and miss. We've got a signal quality thing up here. Probably need to clean the headset or something, I don't know. But anyway, we've got a focus meter down here. I'm going to try and focus now. And relax. Relax. I guess relaxing is not that easy. But we're definitely below where we were. We definitely rose during that time. I know it's a bit noisy, but it wasn't bad. So we've got a raw EEG here. This should see my blinks instantly on a graph. There you go, look, pretty obvious. But it's reading my brain, but those kind of things are actually not necessarily brain data, it's just a lot of noise that was detected at that point. But anyway, what else we got? We got some experiments here, like you can do a little math game. We'll do a clicker game, look. It popped up in the other window. Basically just click the things, and then it will overlay onto the graphs, like when you were doing that game, so that you can spot by eye if I know I've got to focus here. In theory, my focus bar should
Quick
have gone up during
question.
this.
Do you
wait, I'm
know
talking.
that you might be in a potential YouTube video?
Did it just repeat it back to me? Or is it just asking me the same question? Let's see. Do you know that... No, I want it to answer the question. Alright, well, it'll be back in a few minutes when it figures that out. Anyway, so... because I already made a story generating Naraiva the other day. Check it out. I think it's pretty cool. I already had the stuff to like generate voices from this installed. That was a whole route of its own. Oh, it's got the clicker game listed. Look, as like part of this session. So that's, I guess, what my brain was like during the clicker game. Don't know if there's anything interesting there. Not really. So headset check just to make sure everything's on. A little bit of a blink test there. There you go. So the focus one's like reading your brain, basically. Fiona's much better at it than I am, because she said that she imagines that she's laughing, and then she was able to simulate that pretty consistently and get some pretty good data. I'm somehow not as good as her at that kind of thing. These are just sort of some custom graphs I made, but I've put like a dashboard on it where you can sort of manage what's on your front page. So yeah, like there's a bunch of options. Like if you wanted what we got, headset status is already there. Like if maybe you didn't want brain map, or you wanted, I don't know, you can do multiple experiments as well, custom features, so you can configure this how you want. So let's add another one of them. So the custom feature is like you set this bar to be like whatever parts of your brain you care about, and it'll do a sum of all of it, and then you just say how would you want it an average over, and see if that like you're able to like focus, or see if you can detect something when you've got it set to that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's that one. Are we going to wait for the other guy? Yeah, I've been playing Slay the Spire. Right, so I think this is going to try and get him to respond to me. When I say him, I mean AI version of me. I'll make a declare consent style answer, then play it back. Answer text is ready. Oh, it sounds like it's about to do it. So we might hear this shortly. Unless it has some issue for some reason. Like, it doesn't even warn you if you're not in the chat. It'll just suddenly start talking like minutes later.
Yes. I know this might be used in a potential YouTube video, and I am okay with that.
Okay. He's okay with that. He hasn't seen it yet. So yeah, what else we got? We got Naraiva, which is in my opinion
Project 2, Naraiva. This is my AI story engine for interactive books.
pretty cool. So this is a website I made. Basically read stories. You could generate your own, like create a story with AI. So you just like say a book about doves falling in love. I don't know. And that costs, I think, 50 credits. Which is that £2.50? I don't know. But it costs me money to generate this, so it's, that's why. So it should generate a book. Here's some I made earlier. Maybe we could look at the ones I made earlier. But you can always do a free demo. So when it's generated you a book, it'll give you options. So it's kind of got goals throughout the story generator that it has to meet sort of by the end. But you can say like, you can't do this from a demo because these are pre-generated pages. But when you type your own response, the next page is literally what you typed. It's fed into the story, so I don't know what the next page is going to be, so that's why I can't save backups of those, which is why every time you generate a page, it has to figure out how much it costs. It costs me money, basically, to call the API to do it. Obviously, I can use Codex here, but if you're doing stuff like automated like this, you have to go to the API. In this case, what's a good idea if anybody wants to do something similar is you use the AI as a director. So you say to the AI, like, I don't know, I want to make a story, for example. You say to the AI, these are the things I'm capable of in my code, and you say what kind of response it should give you so that your code knows when it gets a response from the API which code it should run. So the API essentially is telling your code what code to run. So yeah, it's that's how you make it fully automated. It wasn't easy, but it's the same for generating the images. So if it's finished that one yet. No, this is a different one. I had to bring Kiki into it. Well, it was about doves, wasn't it? Maybe it still says it's still generating or something. Oh wait, it was there. It was there. Maybe I could make that clearer. So, yeah, I probably want it on the main screen, right? But yeah, when the doves begin to choose, so read the story. You can fine tune it, like if you don't like parts of it. Read the story. What should I call you, James? Him. We'll just do a short story for the sake of this. So when the doves begin to choose is the title of the one that it's just made. Romance about two doves who were shaped by migration memory. Let's have a quick look. So it's already generated the plan for the story. It already knows how it's meant to end, though there is actually a failure clause in it. If you decide to just say, oh, right, I don't know if I'm supposed to say that in YouTube, but if you say stuff like that, it will be like, well, there's nothing I can do about that, right? The AI can't keep your story go to the end if you do stupid stuff like that. But it'll honor it. If you do stuff like that, it will honor it, and you'll just say, okay, well, your story's over then, right? So you might have to do it 3 times. I think I gave like a failure rate, like in case it gets it wrong and you're not actually trying to. But if you do it 3 times and it seems like you're really trying to just completely throw away the story, eventually it'll just be like, well, what can I do about that then? And it'll say, okay, that's the end then. It's your story, right? If you want to end it early, you can do. So yeah, that's that one. Oh, and I also made
Project 3, Codex. This is my coding assistant. In other words, it controls the computer for me.
Hang on, where is it? Evolab. And this has been in like the space of a month, outside of work, and I've been smashing it at work too. Codex just literally does everything for you, and it's not even coding stuff. It literally controls your computer. Like, I told it to fix its own hangs and stuff like that. But yeah, no, it can, like, you want it to go and find you a. I can't think of a good example, but like open Notepad or something, right? Obviously, you can just type that in a command, but it knows what you're saying. Obviously, there you go. But yeah, you can get it to play you a song from somebody or whatever. This is like a personal assistant codex. Like it's treating itself as like a programmer, but it can run scripts, right? It can run Python scripts. And it knows how to write Python scripts, so it can do anything it wants, really, with your PC. So yeah, James did not overthink it. The moment seemed soft enough for bravery. They stepped closer with careful pause, as if yeah, it's just written a little story about. So then you say, ask them where they're headed, retreat a step. Seeing it, we can pick one of those, or we can say, throw a rock and see what they do. Throw a rock near them. Well, I'm not going to try and end this. Right, I didn't read that, so I don't know if this is relevant to the story or not. James found a pebble among the damp leaflets. It was no bigger than a hazelnut, smoother ones. So yeah, it's generated the next page based on kind of what I wanted, you know.
Project 4, Evolab. This is my evolution simulator game.
Oh, we're going to show you Evolab. So this is it's like an evolution simulator, and I just kind of told it what the logic should be for this, and it like made grids of maps and stuff like that for me. This is a game. So Evolab. And go to a campaign. It also generated like, how many missions? There's a lot. I've not unlocked them all in this one, but what's a good one to play? In fact, I'll show you the sandbox mode. So yeah, so we've got like these little guys around, and you can click on them to see what they do. And when you press play, your world starts up, and then you've got stuff on the side that you can just like make it rain, for example. Like it throws a bit of rain down in that area, so maybe you want this guy to try and be healthier. So they'll go to where the sort of slots are. They'll evolve, and the colour is actually based on it's based on their stats. Their stats is essentially turned into a colour. So the ones that are similar colours, like these two, could probably, well, these two in fact, let's try and get them together, keep it raining in between them, and then they should stay together enough and hopefully eventually mate. They're not up for it quite yet. And then they'll have a child that's essentially their genes but mutated. Oh, there's some mating over here, look, there's a bunch of kids running around. So yeah, there's all sorts of challenges in this one. I've not published any of this stuff, by the way, apart from Naraiva. But yeah, like it's a tiny habitat. It's the first mission. You've just got to basically, it's a smaller place, and you just basically got to keep them alive until the end, and then you unlock the next level. But this has not been published, and I don't know why I didn't publish it. But yeah, have I got anything else for you? Let's have a look. AI story generator. Oh, the movies that it generated. That's already on YouTube. But there's some movies on. If you probably search on YouTube for Naraiva, you'll be able to see some movies on there that it's generated. So yeah, that's what I've been up to in literally a month. I got a brain scanner here. I can turn my lights on by double blinking because I got this guy on my head. And Fiona can actually, we did a test where we asked 15 questions, and it said by the end of it that if we asked another 5, it would be able to know whether she said yes or no based on her not moving at all, just saying it in her head. The downside to that is that you have to like think a thing for about 30 seconds so it can get a good accuracy of it. And so you have to do that 5 times, and then, but when it's done, it should say that, oh, I think you were thinking this, and then you've essentially answered some questions telepathically, yes or no questions. And in the game of like 20 questions, in 20 questions you can usually figure out what a person's even thinking about just by asking yes or no. So we should play a game of telepathic 20 questions. But yeah, there's what I've been up to recently.
Project 5. Synapse Circuit. This is the focus-powered ball game experiment.
So an additional part is we've got our little, what does it call it? Is it brain light control? No. Oh, I know what it is. It's because it's a. Can you start the game we made? So we made a little game. I mean, he doesn't know about it because it was in a different chat, but the chat got super laggy, so I had to close it and like start a new one. But it's found it, look. So we made this to... I've taken the thing off now. Oh, there we go. I think it said it wasn't running there. Oh, there we go. Alright, this might be a bit loud, so let me bring this a bit closer. I don't have a volume. I'll tell you what. There you go. Anyway. This took like a few hours, honestly. It's ridiculous. Focus is not fully wired in yet because I'm still doing tests on that. Sorry, brain's not. Test is that you can just not quit. I ought to just... in fact, I have got a shortcut for... I have got a shortcut on my desktop, actually, now I think about it. But anyway, we'll get Codex to do it. We can't bother to go to our desktop, right? It has actually... It's not a lightweight game, so we need to make that in a different place, my god. Also, why have we got two? Do you know, sometimes it does stuff like that. It's not perfect. It might not consider that there's already one there, which a human would. Sometimes you can tell it, hey, check for any like logical implausibilities in your code. But anyway, so yeah, this is a game. So we just hold W. Actually, I've even got a hold W button. But the idea behind this is that you'll be able to use your focus to control the ball. Obviously, as you can tell, the music gets faster and louder. Anyway, you probably couldn't hear what I was saying there. So, yeah, I thought I'd add that to the end.
Project 6. The edit. Codex is editing this video as I make it.
One small extra part it's worth probably mentioning is that it's editing this YouTube video for me. So, like this is the video. I called it that. I don't know if that's what it's published on YouTube as. I don't know if you can see that, but can you strip out like overly quiet sections of this video, make it YouTube friendly? I also said the moment I say the word that's hopefully been bleeped out by it, to remove that as well. And then it said, oh, something's not on path. Now we're like, oh, Naraiva already knows how to do this because that's a project that we've got here. So I told it, look in that folder because there's a bunch of tools that you might be able to just use that's going to make it a lot easier for you. And it was like, oh, there's a bunch of stuff. So it's in the middle of editing the video for me. I stopped that one and added this to the end. And even the last one, can you also add this to the end and do the same kind of thing? So I'm going to ask it that once more for this section. So what you're getting is the complete AI generated video. I might have to do some follow-up questions like, oh, you broke this, you broke that kind of thing. But yeah, it's just in the chat section of Codex. It's editing this video as I'm making it.